All right, there, Claudia. It's another wacky episode of Good Health by Claudia. You all right today?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me too.
Counting our blessings every day.
Every darn day.
Every day.
I'm excited about this episode
Good.
because I have
Thank
some
you.
questions for you about allergies.
All right.
Because I didn't get allergies until I was in my 30s.
Mm-hmm.
And how can that be? Because, anyway, I got a lot of questions. So if you're ready, I'm ready. All right, let's roll.
All right.
Good Health by Claudia podcast with me, Denny Schaefer, a production of Denny Radio, episode 36. Yes!
Yay!
Allergies and products to help you get through the summer as we are live from my attic, as you can tell behind us. All right, Claudia, the disclaimer, of course, the information contained in these podcasts is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or health condition. Please consult a qualified healthcare professional if you do have a medical condition. The FDA has not evaluated the information on this podcast, which represents the opinions of the hosts and or guests. All right, we're talking about allergies.
Yes.
Summertime, summertime.
Right.
First off, I'm confused. I did not started to deal with any kind of allergy issues, sinus issues, any of that till I was in my 30s. Took a vacation, went out to Phoenix, Arizona. I was exposed to all this plant life in the mountains and the dry air and all of that. And I came back, I started having these weird sniffles. I felt this kind of pressure.
Right.
And it's like a switch went off in my head. And now I have allergy issues. So is that normal, or did I always have them? I just didn't pay that close attention.
Well,
your thoughts?
That's a good question, because you know how many times people have told me the same thing over the years?
Okay, came in late?
Many. And the reason I thought it would be interesting to do this particular episode is because, especially whatever's going on in the air now, we have so many people coming in that have said they've never had allergy type reactions, and they're getting them every day. It's like a daily thing. So I don't know, who knows? And I was, in doing this, I was thinking, we're starting with simple information.
Mm-hmm.
As time goes on, I'm going to bring on researchers and biochemists that can get into a deeper conversation with a lot of what we're doing. We're keeping it simple, building the information for people so they can understand. But, when you talk about allergies and you're talking about responses, how the body responds, that's a whole study in itself. And we've learned a lot about helping histamine responses. Histamines are what gets kicked up. That's what causes the itchy and the runny and
watery eyes.
It's all that inflammation. Some people, they get it in their lungs. They can't breathe properly. They get it in their eyes. They're teary-eyed and they're red and they're itchy. And some people are getting it in their throat and their ears. So there's all different ways. So there's so much to talk about. I'm going to keep this simple. What I know to be true is this. Well, let me say this. What I feel about answering your question, I think it's fair to say, when we look at living in modern times, and we are daily being exposed to all kinds of toxins, right? Petro, heavy metal, the toxins in the food supply, which are part of petro. There's a lot of petroleum derivatives in the food supply, just people don't realize it. So when we look at all these things, I think it's fair to say lots of stuff is building up. That's why I always say when we look at somebody's health, we don't look at it what it is today. We want to know the whole thing. It's the accumulation. And I think that this is something that when people come to us, they really appreciate. Doctors, God bless them, they're all doing the best they can, but the time that they have to talk to somebody is getting small. It's a shorter and shorter period of time. You can't get in. It's hard to get into the depth of what somebody is dealing with, in a short conversation. So we take the time. We want to know what is their health history. So we know, and it's very interesting when people are sharing their health history and they hear themselves speaking it. Part of why I ask is so I can learn, but as they're hearing it, they start connecting the dots on their own. And then they'll say, oh, wow, no wonder, they were exposed to something back years ago, or they dealt with this, or new home construction, or all these different concentrated exposures they're all accumulating. They're all fat soluble. So I do think it's fair to say many people that are dealing with allergy type issues that may not have had them in the past and they're getting them, I just think it's an accumulation of toxins. In fact, I think it's all an accumulation of toxins. I mean, we have millions of sick people in the United States. So that's where understanding what are the underlying exposures. And it's interesting, a lot of people that go out west will tell me their sinuses cleared up or whatever it was, but when they came back to the Midwest, well, we have, a lot of, the humidity is different here. We have, pollen and all those things flying around. So I just think personally, I think it's an accumulation that's happening in a lot of people.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
It does. It makes total sense. So I'm looking at the products today, and you turned me on to this product. I love this product. Tell us about the XLEAR.
So XLEAR, this is
spelled XLEAR, but it's XLEAR. This stuff is magical.
And I'm happy that you got results that way, because, and a lot of people do. And we have other nasal sprays. There was so much product, I couldn't grab the whole store because
this works the best for me.
So
it
this
just really
xylitol
does.
is a plant alcohol, very safe. It's not safe for dogs. Just so you know that, we have it posted at our shelf. You never want to give xylitol in any way, shape, or form to a dog. So
plus, they don't like the little thing up their nose.
Right.
So don't do that.
But if somebody's eating it in a powder form, which a lot of people do, they're
okay.
They're using it as a sugar substitute. So anyway, xylitol, it was found back in the early, 50s, 60s. The Dental Association discovered that xylitol it helps clean up bacteria in the mouth.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where xylitol started. And we actually have dentists that are thrilled that we carry all these xylitol products. We have toothpaste and we have mouthwash and we have chewing gum. And they're all clean, but it's the xylitol. It cleans up bacteria. So when you use a spray like this, remember, I believe it's been my experience that most people that have chronic sinus and chronic stuff, it almost always goes back to a fungal issue, because you ask them how many antibiotics they've been on over the years, and they've been on sometimes more than they are old. So a lot of people in the United States have been on a lot of antibiotics. So, and we know that disrupts the flora and all these other things. So this product, when it goes up the nose, it's getting right into the sinus cavity, and it's clearing up it's helping to, actually the bacteria comes to it, because it's a sugar. It's a form of sugar. And remember, bacteria loves sugar. That's why white refined sugar is feeding every misery in the human body that no one wants, even though everybody's eating it every day. But a product like this, it's not doing that in the body. And so when we use it as a nasal spray, it's allowing the bacteria goes for it, and it cleans up the bacteria in the sinus cavity. So, we sell a lot of this. Now, this particular one, we were out of the plane because we get it in every week. We sell a lot of this product. We just had the extra strength that has cayenne in it. I don't normally encourage people to start with the one with cayenne. You start with the plain. That's what you started with.
Is that this one right here?
No, this one has cayenne. That's why it's maximum relief. It's extra strength. I grabbed it because it's what we had on the shelf. But I would encourage people, when you check out this product, great product. In fact, I should see if we can get the company on the show, because there's a lot to learn about xylitol. But if you decide to start this product, do the original one.
All right. So I've been using the original one, so I'd probably be okay to take this one.
Yeah. Now you can try that.
All right. Put this on Denny's pile over here.
There
we go.
There's other nasal sprays. I didn't bring them, as I said, that we have a lot of wonderful products, and that's the beauty of Nature's Pharmacy. It's so diverse and it's so vast, and learning about these products is it creates such power in somebody's life. We also have purified silver in a nasal spray. A lot of people use that. They get great results. And then we have one of the ones that have been around the longest is by Nutribiotic, another great company that we'll have on the show. They specialize in grapefruit seed extract products, which they have natural antifungal properties. So that's another wonderful nasal spray. Oh, geez, I'm really hitting everything. Boy.
She almost knocked herself out. That's a first. Smacked herself.
You know, Jim always says if you tied my hands behind my back, I couldn't talk. Maybe
couldn't.
that's true. But at any rate, so grapefruit seed extract nasal spray is excellent too.
Okay. What else do you have?
Okay, so this is a great company. This is Wishgarden. Wonderful company. We're going to get
It's
them
called
on.
Kick-Ass Allergy.
Yeah.
Boom, right there.
And all of their products are kick-ass. And that's what it says on the label. Kick-ass immune, kick-ass whatever. Sinus,
I like it.
So this is Kick-Ass Allergy. Great product. It has nettles in it. And we're going to talk about nettle. And read what else is in there. There's 3 products. There's Herbicanta.
Okay.
There's nettle, and there's what else is in there? Echinacea.
Echinacea.
It's a great product. It's a liquid.
And orange peel.
Yep. And it tastes fine, because when something doesn't taste good, I hear about it from a million people. So this is a great product. We get great results with it. You take it internally. Wonderful for children. As well as adults. Of course, with children, we dose down the amount that we use. But nettles is a wonderful, you will see nettles in a lot of products for allergy type symptoms, because the stinging nettle plant's a very interesting plant. It's called stinging nettle because on the leaves, it has hairs on it. And if you, people that are out in the woods and they forage for different herbs, that when that plant hits your skin, it will cause a stinging sensation.
Okay.
It'll burn. That's why it's called stinging nettle. But the beauty of stinging nettle is because it elicits this histamine response on the skin. But what's interesting about it is that the longer people utilize nettle is anti-inflammatory, and it calms the histamines down. So years ago, when I worked at Bassett's, there was an older gentleman. I'm sure he's no longer living. He'd be 100 and some years old. But he was a wild crafter. He did herbs in the wild. He went out all over the country. He was a really incredible man. Anyway, and I remember him telling me, I was probably 16, 17, 18. He says, the more he was exposed to nettle, the more it didn't irritate his skin. So it's helping the body to release toxins through the skin, but also what it's doing internally is it's calming inflammation. So it's a beautiful, beautiful herb, and you will see it in a lot of products. So
now it doesn't say how often you take it. Oh, there it is, up to 4 times.
You can dose it out throughout the day.
Use 3 milliliters in a little water. Repeat every 5 minutes, up to 4 times in a row, until desired effect is achieved. So you feel it right away.
A lot of people feel these products right away. That's why I targeted the products I brought.
Would you take Kick-Ass Allergy as opposed to some people that take like a daily Zyrtec or some of these other products?
We have many, many people that they don't want to do the pharmaceutical route anymore.
Right. So, but this would be in place of it.
Yes. And remember, they're working differently. These products are helping the immune system to calm the inflammation, to deal with the histamine response.
Okay.
So it's a very different. So that's a great product. So I wanted to start with that. I also brought nettle by itself.
Nettle extract.
Nettle extract. So if somebody has a lot of symptomatic issues going on, again, I like to start simple. So if somebody is concerned about doing a product with more than one herb in it, you can do just straight up nettles. And Nature's Answer, great company, family owned. We're going to have them on the show. It's getting a hold of everybody and scheduling them.
Oh, we're going to get you. We're getting all of you. Just be ready.
Now, this is a sinus blend. Hannah Kroeger. She was an amazing woman. I was very blessed to know her. She was born in Turkey, and her parents were German missionaries, and she came to this country at a very young age. I think, well, I don't know how young, but she came in the 40s, I believe. And by the 50s, maybe it was the early 50s, she was in this country. And by 1957, she opened a health food store, and she was really known all over our country. She was just like all these visionaries, very brilliant, years ahead of her time. And this sinus formula, you see the first ingredient in there?
The first ingredient is horseradish.
Exactly. Horseradish.
Really?
So, exactly. So this is a very popular product for many, many people when they're dealing with sinus gunk, whatever.
And then it's got lettuce.
Yep. So all of the herbs in here, they're working as a beautiful combination to calm the inflammation in the sinus area. Anyone that's ever eaten horseradish, what does it do?
Burns.
Opens your sinuses.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why she put it in there. And I don't think I've ever seen another product with horseradish in it. And we've sold this for, well, all the years I worked at Bassett. So that's going back almost 50 years. This is a wonderful product. I've never seen, and again, with all these products, I've never seen anyone have a weird reaction to them. Doesn't mean it's not possible, especially if somebody's on a lot of meds. That's why we've learned to start herbs simple, one thing at a time, so we can, pay attention to how they're responding to something. So, but I've never seen anybody have a weird reaction to that. People come back, we get positive feedback for many, many years on that product.
Okay. What else do you have?
So I wanted to go over activated quercetin because a lot of people have just started hearing about quercetin in the last 3 years. But Source Natural, which is a wonderful company, they have Threshold owns two of their lines are Source Natural and Planetary. Planetary is Chinese formulations, and then they have all these products. I was introduced to activated quercetin 40 some years ago. So where a lot of people are just hearing about it now, those of us in health food stores, we've seen the power of quercetin over the years.
Okay.
Quercetin is so there's flavonoids. So bioflavonoids, these are plant chemicals that are rich in, there's many forms of flavonoids. So they are the compounds in fruits and veggies that give them their color. But all these different flavones, flavanols, bioflavonoids, they're all part of the plant complex where they're all antioxidants. So they're very important to supporting the body's immune system. They help cellular function. Remember, antioxidants are addressing free radical damage. We talked about that. We'll always talk about it.
Yep.
Free radicals are cellular metabolism. I remember learning many, many years ago from a researcher. He said, remember, free radicals are a natural part of our metabolism, but when you throw in all the toxins, more being created every day. That's the problem. So the free radicals are, they're affecting, and that when we say free radical, they're damaging the cellular membrane. That's what they're doing.
They're the bad guys.
They're the bad guys. So all these beautiful products that are known as antioxidants, they're all doing different, they're going after these free radicals in different ways, different areas of the body. So quercetin is known to calm inflammation. A lot of research on quercetin. And so now when you look at this product, the original product, quercetin, has bromelain in it. And bromelain is a plant enzyme derived from pineapple.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Huh.
So bromelain is a beautiful plant enzyme. It's in, and I don't want to get too, but it's known as a proteolytic enzyme. Proteolytic means protein loving. So bromelain is the kind of product, if you take it with a meal, it helps you digest your meal.
Okay, so that's what it does for you.
If you take it on an empty stomach.
Oh, that's probably not good.
No, it's wonderful.
Oh,
that's when it helps.
Does it say take on an empty stomach?
Empty stomach.
Oh,
so that's when it's with the quercetin, it has wonderful anti-inflammatory response. And so many people, their allergy type symptoms calm down, and it's because of that product. Okay. So it's been around a long time. I brought the Aller response because this particular product, this has quercetin and bromelain in it, but it has a bunch of other stuff. It has turmeric, it has nettles, it has MSM, which is organic sulfur, very important for the immune system.
Vitamin A, vitamin C, vitamin B6, vitamin B12. Man, it's loaded with stuff.
And then look down here.
Oh, yeah.
See all this stuff in there?
It has long pepper. Pepper fruit. Long pepper fruit.
Long pepper, yeah. We haven't talked about long pepper.
Stinging nettle.
There's stinging nettle. So it's a combination of products that are known to calm inflammation. So I like to start with the activated quercetin with the bromelain. And then if somebody needs more, then we, move them to the Aller response. But remember, I just always want to remind everybody, the first inflammatory trigger to the body is food. It's what
Right.
people are eating and drinking.
Right.
You want to clean up inflammation? Clean up your diet. And then you'll really, truly see. I had a woman recently, she was telling me, you know, she's all loaded with arthritis and blah, blah, blah. And she's very overweight. And I wanted her to understand the very foods she's eating
Mhm.
are what's triggering her misery.
Yeah.
That's why I tell everybody, millions of people are triggering their own misery every day with every mouthful. They just don't know it because they're eating the same foods. They don't know that the foods that they're eating aren't great for them.
But it tastes good.
Well, there you go. So it tastes good here, but the havoc, the biochemical havoc that it's ultimately causing,
Yeah.
you know, people are
Not
achy
good.
in their joints and they're
Mhm.
achy in their whatever. They, you know, they're whatever. They have chronic sore throats and chronic gut aches and chronic headaches and all this stuff. Change the diet and see how much of that dissipates.
There it is.
And it's a huge amount. So,
All right. What
Gala
else?
Response is a great one. I wanted to bring Fenugreek. Fenugreek is one of my favorite herbs, even though I say that about every herb.
You do.
They're all my
your
favorite.
babies.
But this is a beautiful herb. This is one of the best expectorant herbs there is. So what that means is the properties in fenugreek, and it has natural occurring lecithin. We've talked about lecithin. Lecithin is very important. It emulsifies stagnant lipids. So it's very supportive to the liver. People take I've taken straight lecithin for years. It's one of the first things Pat put me on when I was young. And but fenugreek naturally occurs lecithin. So it gets into the respiratory system and it breaks up all that gunk and brings it out.
Oh.
So when we have people, in fact, a couple weeks ago, we had a woman that she's been on like 4 different antibiotics over the last, whatever it was, 8-9 months, and they couldn't break up the congestion. Well, I put her on fenugreek. And her and her husband were in a few weeks ago, and he goes, well, my God, it was helping in the first few days. He said, anyway, the point is everybody wants to know why the doctors don't use it. Well, because they're taught to use different tools. We're all using different tools. I've been trained in these tools. They're trained in those tools. And a lot of people are seeking out different tools. So fenugreek is an amazing product. Some people use it long term. It's also very well known in the mom community because it will help for nursing moms. It will help bring in their milk. So if somebody's not nursing, it won't do that. So I know you're going to say something about that.
Yeah,
I thought I'd get ahead of that one.
Well, you know me.
But fenugreek is a great product. We've had thousands of people over the years take it. It's a wonderful product. So whenever there's congestion, you want to use fenugreek. It'll break it up and expectorate it. It's a great product.
All right.
What
else you got? Because we're running out of time. Let's see if we can get them all in.
So let's see. Well, Andrographis, I just brought this. Terry Natural, great company. Hopefully they'll be on with us. Andrographis is one of my favorite herbs.
Yep, another one of your babies.
But Andrographis, it's been documented for, it goes back, it's Ayurvedic. So it's, Ayurvedic medicine is documented, 4,000 years or something. Andrographis is one of those herbs. I'm a fan of it. We have many people, many customers that take it. It's very, very immune system. It has both antiviral properties, antibacterial properties, but it's also known to just support the immune system. A lot of people find that it will help move some congestion and gently will move the lymphatic system. It's a great product. I've taken it every day for, years. Some people say don't take it every day. I don't know. I take it every day, and
look at you.
Other than hitting myself in my
almost knocking yourself out during the podcast. That was classic. All right, what else?
All right, so and Andrographis, I just wanted to say, is in the allergy response. So, you always show that better than me, but Andrographis is one of the products in there. So I wanted to bring it. Last 3 we're going to talk about, and when July, we're not here on the 4th.
Nope, 11th, we're back.
July 11th, we're going to have Marge Roberts. She is the owner of a wonderful, wonderful homeopathic lab called Newton Homeopathics. Great company. They do some wonderful products. Homeopathy, the reason we're going to do have an episode on it. It's a very misunderstood approach of healing. It's extremely misunderstood. Unfortunately, a lot of people trained in Western medicine will say, oh, that stuff is anecdotal, it's placebo, it doesn't work. Well, when you understand the properties of homeopathy, it's very clear why it not only works, but it works so efficiently. Homeopathy is based on diluted substances. So all these, beautiful products, beautiful from the plant kingdom, the mineral kingdom, and the animal kingdom that they use, there's hundreds of homeopathic remedies. They're all diluted substances, and they work beautifully because when you intake a diluted substance, you are gently awakening your immune system to that particular insult, and they work lovely. So this is one of our most popular. This is a liquid. This is Allergies. It's called Allergies. And it's a wonderful product. You use it in you can use it. Homeopathy it's best to be used 15 to 20 minutes either side of food or drink other than water. And this is a conversation we'll get in with Marge, but it's a energetic approach. It gets deeper into the system, into the cells. So this allergy formula works very well. I brought a couple others, Source Natural. This is one of the oldest that's been around. Again, learned about this 40 some years ago. These are tablets. So I wanted to show both. These are tablets. And when you're looking at homeopathy for symptomatic relief, you're looking at the front of the box. Flip that over once. And what does it say here? Down here. What's it say?
Relief symptoms: sneezing, runny nose, sinus congestion, itchy and watery eyes.
That's what that particular one will do. All right. This one is a little different. This is by Boron, another great homeopathic company. This one originally out of France. And anyway, if you look at the symptoms on this, they're similar, but they're a little different. See what it says?
Itchy, watery eyes, sneezing, itchy throat, and nose.
So you want to look for a homeopathic formulation that meets the symptomatic issues that you're dealing with. They're very safe. They're wonderful. In all the years I've been around homeopathy, which is a long time, I have never seen anyone have some weird adverse
and none
reaction.
Of these have Sudafed in them.
None of them, no. A lot of that stuff, it stresses the adrenals. This we know. This kind of stuff is nourishing. That's the difference. This is all nourishing the body, nourishing the immune system, calming down inflammatory triggers.
Wow. You got all the products in.
Well,
and we got like 2 minutes to spare. How did you do that today? You almost knocked yourself out. I almost had to call 911. Her eyes are rolling back in her head. She hit herself in the face. All right, now let me just ask you this. So Sudafed is a thing that,
it's a tool that Western medicine uses.
Do either one of these or any of these products act in the same way?
Well, remember, people will come in and they want to know what herb or what natural product will replace a drug. We don't do it that way. Drugs have their own mechanisms. At the end of the day, it's the symptomatic improvement that people experience, but just working in different pathways.
Okay, so they don't,
So you if somebody would say, what would replace? I don't say anything replaces Sudafed. These are different products. They're made with different intention, different. They're working in the body differently.
Okay.
All right.
Great job. I think you're helping a lot of people with allergies because this is a rough time of the year for a lot of people. And then fall will come in and then you got a whole nother thing. It just never ends.
So remember, it's been my experience over these years, the more people address the fungal issue growing in their body, and remember, fungal yeast overgrowth, there's hundreds of symptoms to it. Hundreds. When you read Dr. Trowbridge's book, there's hundreds of symptoms, and we've seen them over the years. So they're calling all these different symptoms different problems. When you address the fungal issue internally as one of the underlying issues, it's really imbalancing a lot of people and causing them distress every day. When people understand that whole big picture, how to stop feeding it, what products to use to weaken it, a lot of these symptoms naturally reduce. And of course, we never make claims. We don't
No.
ever guarantee anything. But what we've witnessed is when people put their heart and soul into reclaiming their health and they do it from the whole perspective, we see miracles. It's a
I know.
beautiful thing.
I'm a miracle sitting right next to you. All right, just a reminder before I give Claudia the last word. Next Tuesday, we're not on. It's 4th of July. We'll be
Right.
celebrating with our families, celebrating this great country. And so we will not be on. So we'll pick back up on the 11th with another
Right.
exciting new Good Health by Claudia. All right, as always, Claudia, last word to you.
Thanks, Denny. You know, with 4th of July coming up, I just want to say I'm grateful to be born in this country, and I believe with all the woes that we are dealing with, I believe that we can all help heal them, fix them, help them. And for me, it will always start with somebody addressing their own health, because we know that when their health is imbalanced, it affects them emotionally, it affects them mentally, it affects everything. So just keep the faith, everybody, because we have wonderful tools in this country to help and there's a lot of loving people that are coming forward and saying, look, we just, we want to help our country. We love our country. And they're coming. It's a very diverse population of people that I hear that from, and I'm grateful. So keep the faith. We can heal ourselves. We can help heal our country. It all goes back to the American citizen. I think about it. It's a big deal. It's a big responsibility to uphold freedom. This is a big responsibility. It's not just a simple little thing. It's an everyday caring about it, paying attention, because there's always going to be people that want to take those freedoms from us. And I'm grateful to have what we have, and I know many other people are, and there's many people that need help. And I believe as we all get healthier and we free up we're spending billions of dollars treating sick people, and most of them don't even need to be sick. So the way I see it in my own vision for this country, we have healthier people, and then we can shift those dollars into other things and help the people that truly need help. But if we keep wasting it on disease, we're never going to be able to get to the wellness. So let's get into wellness. Encourage your family, encourage your loved ones. We can't change anybody. We all know that. Everyone has to find it in their own heart to do it for themselves. But that's my prayer every day, is that more people do that. So keep the faith, everybody. And there's a lot of love out there. Keep shining your light. Share your love. A lot of people are feeling it. Listen, as I've said this before, a simple smile to a stranger can go a long way in that person's life. So be kind, be gentle, starting with yourself, and of course, all others. So thanks for tuning in, Denny, and I appreciate all of you. And thank you for helping us grow. Peace.